So this week, something from a session just stayed with me for quite a while. And I've just been sitting with it while I go about my day, while I cook, while I commute, while I just do ordinary things. And I would like to share some of it here. So between sessions, I do some coloring just to self-regulate. It helps me to stay present before the next person arrives. When I'm listening to a client sharing about their sexual trauma, their sexual abuse, in that moment, I can totally relate. And as I sit with my client, I just hold space for them because I know what it is like to not have someone hold space for you while you're hurting, while you're confused, and while you're not sure. And when you're in a space where you're not sure whether you're able to share something so intimate, so dark, it can be very frightening. So I understand all of that because I have had similar experiences. So in my sessions, I make myself fully present. I hold space as they share about their past, their sexual trauma, and allow them to feel whatever they want to feel, whether it's anger, sadness, or fear, whatever they need to. Sometimes we just need to experience those emotions, and even if they are very confusing, we have to go through them. And I allow my own emotions to flow as well. So if they are crying, for example, sometimes I cry with them, not in a state of weakness. It is more from a space of empathy. I understand, and I want them to know that I feel you, and that is what I'm saying when I cry with my clients. I'm not sure how this will look with other professionals, but for me, this is very human. To relate to another human being on this level. And personally, I do not see it as a weakness. I see it as a real connection, empathizing with someone else and holding space. When it comes to sexual trauma, especially trauma that a client experienced long ago, I see that there is a consistent pattern, across almost 3 decades of this work that I've done. Most women have kept it secret. Most women do not talk about it. Most women feel like they were at fault when the abuse took place, so they keep quiet. There is a lot of self-blame. There's a lot of fear of being judged. And somehow through our sessions, we hit a roadblock. And that roadblock has to do with a real fear a real disconnect within themselves. And as we talk more and as we work together, they relax into the space and they realize that I can provide them with a safe space. And usually that is when the story comes out, where they finally reveal, where they finally feel this almost like a pressure cooker has been building, the pressure just has been building, and then they found an outlet to release. So the story about their sexual trauma from when they were much younger. So they may have kept this secret for more than 10 years, 20 years, and in some cases, 30 years. What I want women to understand is this. If you are not sure whether you were at fault, whether you were to blame, seek professional help anyway. Especially if you do not feel safe with family or friends, or there is a fear of judgment, speak to somebody who is neutral, somebody professional, someone who can help you to understand whether what happened to you was abuse or not. Because a lot of the times you want to be sure, right? And in your mind, you may say, did I ask for this? Do I deserve this? These thoughts can come into your mind. And I know that these are some of the things that women say to themselves, and that is what stops them from seeking help. And sometimes it is so gray, it is not clear, and especially if it involves someone you're dating or your spouse or a family member, you may hold back. I understand that. And not making a police report is one thing. That is a decision that can be made later. But what is important is to seek help, to seek that clarity, to not carry the burden of uncertainty and confusion alone, to get a professional opinion, to ask, did I do anything wrong? Did I deserve this? That clarity is so important, and it's important to be able to reach that or to get that. When a client feels ready to reveal something like this, most of the time I am surprised, and yet I am not surprised. I keep my heart open. I keep my mind open. I make sure I am emotionally available to support them as they share more of the story. The last thing I want them to do is to shut down again. So I keep it open. I encourage them to talk more. I reassure them that it is okay. And I patiently wait. And it will take as long as it takes. And the space becomes, for me, quite a tangible sensation. I feel like my client and I are embraced in this capsule of light and warmth and love and protection. And I want to hold that for them.
So we always start for recommendation to go to the theater. And then apparently this new curriculum